Ooh la la.
The doctor will see now.
Check for pulse.
Welcome to HeartBeat TV with me, Zia, and my co-host, the ever-sexy Miss Monroe. Now, let's stick with the current topics. The Cora, the Rona, the C-19, as I've heard mentioned in these YouTube streets, but I'll call it the CV-19, to coin a phrase of my own. And no, I'm not a doctor. Don't play one on TV. But what I am here for is to talk about trending topics as they relate to the medical industry specifically. So, let's check the heartbeat and flow. Everything about 2020 has been unusual, unnatural, unhealthy, and historical, including the presidential election. And there is still controversy surrounding that event, but that's another video. Biden, who became president-elect weeks ago, will be sworn in as Commander-in-Chief come January 20th, 2021. And thank God the date isn't January 20th, 2020. President Biden is up and running the country to tackle one of America's greatest hurdles in decades by forming a task force made up of 13 established public health experts, also staffed by doctors and past and present government officials, including none other than Rick Bright. He's been a point of reference for a few of my videos, and since my channel is health related, he'll probably be supporting actor in a few more, but I'll get back to that. The task force announcement caused hopes and stocks to soar, including Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, which actually had perfect timing when they announced their breakthrough CV-19 vaccine just after the president announced his task force. But Pfizer swore it was not a coincidence of their own doing, but outside management. Anyway, Pfizer, as well as Moderna, will be seeking EUA from the FDA later this month. Translation: Emergency Use Authorization from the Food and Drug Administration. Now, President Biden's advisory board has a few objectives. Number one, to consult with state and local officials to determine the public health and economic steps to get the pandemic under control. Number two, to deliver immediate relief to working families, as well as address ongoing racial and ethnic disparities. To reopen schools and businesses safely and effectively. Now, let's get back to Richard Bright. Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, or BARDA. The mission is to develop medical countermeasures that address the public health and medical consequences of chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear accidents, as well as incidents and attacks, pandemic influenza, and emerging infectious diseases. Now, Rick Bright was the head honcho over at BARDA until he bucked against the system, or rather Trump's administration, which also consisted of family members that allegedly pressured Bright to give multi-million-dollar contracts to Trump's friends. Yes, I had the same reaction. Now, when Rick Bright refused to play cronyism and insisted those multi-million dollars be used for the good of mankind and to further finance legitimate scientific projects, well, two consequential events happened. Bright resigned and was transferred, or he was transferred and resigned to a lower level position at the NIH, or National Institute of Health, which is a really good go-to from research and videos. But I digress. I hesitate to use the word demoted because the NIH is equally important. But as we say here on YouTube, that's another video. Well, it's just my opinion, but we do know Trump can be gangsta, relentless, and vengeful. But do you think Rick Bright is feeling redeemed right about now as one of President-elect Biden's COVID advisory disciples? Revenge isn't always best served chilled from Air Force One. Sometimes it's ground level with the new president.